Here's my 9-day itinerary for Tanzania. I got my visa on arrival because I did hear there are some issues when you try to order it online. My private tour company picked me up from the airport and took me to the Kibo Palace Hotel. Rooms were big and the food was good, but I did have an issue with the shower, so I would suggest 4 Points Arusha instead. On day 2, we went to Tarangire National Park, and I really recommend this one. I saw a ton of animals, the landscape here is different than other parks, and this is the go-to spot for elephants. I spent the night at the Heart and Soul Lodge, which was my favorite stay of the entire trip. They have beautiful grounds, a pool, and excellent food. On day 3, we headed to the central Serengeti. We arrived around lunchtime, ate, and then went on a game drive for around 6 hours. That night, I stayed at the Moyo tented camp. On day 4, we started with a game drive in the central Serengeti before transferring to the northern Serengeti. I stayed for 2 nights at the Heritage Mara camp, which was a mobile camp, so it was a little bit more on the basic side, but I actually loved it. They had great food, and every night they had a performance after dinner. Day 5 was my favorite day because it was all about the Great Migration. I was out for 11 hours that day and ended up seeing 3 river crossings. Day 6, we headed back to the central Serengeti, where our first stop was at the hippo pool. You're actually allowed to get out of your vehicle here, and they do have tables for lunch. Spent the day doing another game drive in the central Serengeti before heading back to the Moyo tented camp. On day 7, I had a morning game drive in the central Serengeti before transferring to my next camp. Unfortunately, my car broke down, but it was outside of Maasai village, so I did the traditional tourist stop, but then also hung out there for a couple hours. I made it to my lodge pretty late that night in Ngorongoro Crater. Day 8 was a morning game drive in Ngorongoro Crater. I saw tons of flamingos and some lions snacking on a zebra. Unfortunately, no rhino. I stayed an extra night at the 4 Points Arusha to relax after my safari, and I highly recommend you do the same. After tented camps, I enjoyed the really nice shower and ordering some room service. Plus, the breakfast was included and was very good. Before my flight the next day, I did stop at this artist market, which I highly recommend. It was located just a couple blocks away from 4 Points.